Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized, the Face Off. Ross, introduce the guest, man.
Today we have an absolute welterweight banger. It goes down in Cardiff in Wales between the Welsh gangster Oban Elliott and the beast himself, Matt Bonner. Lads, how are we doing?
The floor is yours, Matt. Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
We were just saying offline to the two boys, Ross, that this one, it has to be the people's main event.
This one does have to be the people's main event, but there isn't a fight on this card that I'm looking forward to more than this one. You know, we have Oban Elliott fighting in Wales. He's going to bring a massive hometown crowd. And then you have the former middleweight champion finally getting to make his return to the welterweight ranks. You know what I mean? He was stuck at catchweight for a while there, and this one is going to be
the king of the catchweight division.
Banger. It is indeed. Matt, tell us this. How did this fight come about from your end? Because obviously Oban was a cert on this card.
It came off Facebook. Funny enough, I saw they were looking for a guy to fight at £170 for a 5-2. It didn't take Sherlock Holmes to work out that was Oban's record. So I asked Paul Rimmer on the Tuesday, and he confirmed it was Oban. And I said, what about that fight then? I don't really want to be waiting until November. He said, I can put your name across and see what happens. And I think it was signed and sealed that afternoon.
Shout out Ian Dean for getting this one done.
Yeah, shout out Ian Dean. And then obviously Oban, from your point of view, you know what I mean? Obviously there was a lot of no's when your name came across people's desk. How happy are you that it went up as high as Matt Bonner, a former champion?
Just, I was, very happy because I feel like it's, a fight that I need, like at that kind of level. I'm at that kind of level. My record's obviously pretty small, you know what I mean? But it's a fight I'm very happy to take. I said yes in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I suppose you might only have 7 fights, but the name carries a lot more weight.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I've, it's just what at this point in my life, this is a fight that I need, and it's a fight I'm going to seize the opportunity. It's I said yes in a heartbeat. I don't know as you said, I had a lot of no's. I don't read too much into that. I just wanted to fight, and I guess they just had to keep going up the rankings or whatever. But obviously, if Matt's come looking for it, then all the better to him. You know what I mean?
Matt, I want to touch on this with you. Obviously, I want to see, how do you feel about making that cut back down to 170, and what does a win for someone like Oban Elliott do for you, and where does that put you in the stacked welterweight division at the moment?
In terms of the cut, I was quite fortunate, really. I'd kind of heard little rumours that there was going to be a show in September in Manchester, so I was dropping weight for that. I ended up dropping about 5 kilo and got to about 85.5. And then when we did see the Cage Warriors calendar, the September show was San Diego. There is no Manchester show, but because I was kind of dieting down for this show, that's not happened. I was in a fortunate place to not be confident that I was going to make the welterweight. My weight this morning is like 84.2. I'll get that down to 83 by the back end of this week, and then it's a 6 kilo cut, which shouldn't touch wood be too much of a bother. In terms of fighting Oban, he is a name. Like I say, I've had about 3 times the amount of fight Oban has, but he does carry a weight with his name. He's a fight that people know. You guys yourself have said, this is going to be a highly anticipated fight. So that was it for me. I mean, the main thing was just staying busy. I didn't want to wait till November to fight. I was committed to 4 fights this year, which is why I've jumped at this opportunity.
Yeah, and then Oban, yourself, obviously a former middleweight champion, like this would be by far the biggest test and the biggest win of your career if you were to pull it off. What would a win over Matt Bonner mean to you?
It's, I get, as you said, it'll be the biggest win of my career, but it's not. I'm not looking at him like he's some superhero. The same way he's not looking at me like I'm, some kind of different special kind of monster or anything. He's just it's a cage fight against a man with 2 arms and 2 legs. Whether he's won a middleweight title or a heavyweight title, or he's had 20, 30 fights, or he's had 1 or 2 fights. It makes zero difference to me. It's a cage fight on a Saturday night over Ebervale. I was trying to get a fight for weeks and weeks and weeks, and when they offered the Beast, I said yes straight away. So that's
the Beast versus the Gangster. It would be Cage Warriors 142 in Wales, live on UFC Fight Pass on August 13th. If you're looking to get tickets, make sure to get into Oban's Instagram. If you're looking to get tickets, make sure to get on Matt Bonner's Instagram as well. Matt, I have to ask you, what's the feeling like in Next Gen at the moment? Because obviously Molly and Paddy had like enormous wins. They both went mad viral. It was unbelievable. But also on the same weekend, Luke Riley and Nathan Fletcher were ready to make weight, and both their opponents didn't show up. So, like, what's the actual vibe in the gym at the moment?
Yeah, that was unfortunate with Luke and Fletcher. They'd obviously trained really hard for that. I think Luke Riley's still hoping to get on this Wales card. They're just trying to put an opponent together for him. It was disappointing, and like you say, it was the disappointment of the Friday, but then the elation on the Saturday when Paddy and Molly went and stole the card again. So it's good. I think Next Gen are in a position at the moment where obviously they've had the success, in the UFC, but they're having success on the Cage Warriors, having success on the domestic level as well. I think certainly by the end of this year, we're going to be known as probably maybe one of the biggest gyms in Europe. And to be a part of that is great. So the vibe's good. Looking to carry that through into Wales next week.
Shout out to Team Next Gen. And Oban, this is obviously going to be your hometown fight. Like, what's the feelings going to be performing in the arena in front of your home crowd?
That's all well and good, but this is a fight made on 10 days. I with all the home crowd stuff, that don't really mean much to me at this point. This is just a big fight for me, and I'm just thinking about beating this man. That's all I'm concerned about. Whether I'm fighting in front of 20,000 Brazilians, or where are you from? Liverpool? If I was fighting in Liverpool, or if I was fighting 10 minutes away, it won't make a difference. It will not make a difference. So, yeah.
That's the baddest man Warrington's ever seen, Oban.
He's a Warrington guy, is he?
Yeah.
Don't say it in front of Dan Bonner.
Lads, interesting fact, the last 3 times between you guys have stepped into the cage, it's finished via rear naked choke. I'll start with yourself, Oban. Do you love getting the back? Is that something you'll be looking for?
Well, I got rear naked choke.
No, you got a rear naked choke, and Matt's last 2 fights have been rear naked chokes, all within the last year.
Cool. I just like fighting, whether they turn away or they stay looking at me. I'm gonna try and I don't really care.
It's probably easier when they turn away, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't. If they turn away, then I'll just look for that. But it's kind of it's not that deep I don't really fantasize over a rear naked choke. Like, I don't really care.
And then Matt, I think I texted you after your last rear naked choke, and I think I was giving you a bit of stick that you used the hooks, because the first time you didn't use the hooks, I was like, Jesus, man, you went all in on that one. Is that something? Obviously, that's a Next Gen special. Is that something that you've been working on tirelessly?
I won't say tirelessly. It is by far the highest percentage sub in MMA is the rear naked choke, but I'm looking for a finish. I am looking for a finish. It just happens to be that this rear naked choke has been there at that point in time. I'm looking to be the immovable object in this fight. I'm going to be big in this fight in terms of the size difference. Be interesting to kind of see what Oban, how he thinks he is going to win the fight. Because I'm not going to take a step back, and I'm not fighting for the 3 rounds. This is, whether it's a rear naked choke or a TKO or whatever, I'm going to be looking for a finish.
There you have it, Oban. Matt wants to know, what way are you approaching this fight, and how are you going to win?
Just tell me your game plan. To be honest, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, tell us all.
Ping in your head for 3 rounds.
That's a bad game plan.
Yeah. Ping in you. Ping.
That's why unmissable.
That's why he's the gangster. You know what I mean? What's called just pure violence in there.
That's my game plan.
Good.
Lads, what way do you see the welterweight landscape looking right now? Obviously, Reece McKee, he's looking to get signed with the UFC. There's also Mike Figlak in the division as well that wants to get a title. Sorry, excuse me, Matt Figlak. Shout out Mike. Matt Figlak's looking for a title shot as well. Like, what way do you see a win in Wales on the 13th of August going? Matt, you can go first.
I do think we're at a kind of a strange point in this division at the moment. When I first moved down into the welterweight division, I think along with the lightweight division, it was the strongest division. That was kind of one of the reasons. That was the appeal of dropping down. But now Matt Figlak, he's not fought for a year. Jamie Richardson's not fought for a year. Reece McKee is, waiting on the UFC and, maybe having a little bit of a sulk about that. Jimmy Wall, I assume, is probably going to fight Reece McKee at some point in November or December. So yeah, I do think, and Ian Dean said this for the most part, the last time out, that if I do get one more win, that'll put me in, a very strong position to be having number one contender, or way up there. So yeah, I'd edge me bets against any of those two. Obviously, Burlington's out the picture now as well. I think he put on his Instagram he's fighting kind of mid next year again. So it is a bit of a strange point in the division, and I just kind of hope that after this fight, that Reece isn't going to kind of just hold on to the belt and hold it hostage, because Cage Warriors certainly didn't give me that opportunity when I won the middleweight title. I was told I could have one event off and then I'll be defending it. So hopefully, let's say either Reece's fighting Warlord or Reece is going to fight me at some point this year.
Yeah, it is very interesting. Oban, what way do you see the landscape as well yourself? Like a win against Matt here, former middleweight champion, this would be a huge one for your career.
Yeah, that's it. It starts and ends there. I don't know why we're talking about Reece McKee and Jimmy Warlord and Matt Figlak and all that other nonsense. We're fighting on a Saturday, but I don't know why we're talking about that. I'm fighting Matt Bonner next Saturday. I'm not thinking about Reece McKee and who are the other boys. I'm not. That's absolutely. I couldn't care less. How does that sound?
Oban Elliott with tunnel vision right now. We love to hear.
What does that tell you, lads?
It tells us not to miss Cage Warriors 142 Wales live on UFC Fight Pass.
Right.
Okay, well, Oban, we'll start with yourself. Come fight night. How do you get your hand raised?
Pain. Real pain.
What about yourself, Matt? You might be in pain as well.
Pain. Yeah. No. I think I'm by far probably the best fight that Oban's fought. I think I'll break him at some point in the fight. They'll come to a point where he'll realise that there's no way you can win in terms of on the ground or on the feet. And then I think I will. I think I'll put him away. Probably beginning of the second. But say this is MMA, anything can happen. But that's my strong prediction. That's what I'm going in for. I don't see any way of losing the fight. I am there. This isn't a short notice fight. I'm not going to be fit enough. And I wasn't planning for Oban, and we didn't kind of manage to look at the footage. This is going to be a dominant performance from my side.
Laz, I think the hairs will raise in the back of my neck when Joel Chapo says, "Let's throw some leather on this one."
Oh, you know it, lads. Lads, just before we wrap things up, is there anything you want to say to each other in the build-up to this event? It's going to be unmissable. Cage Warriors Wales. It will be live on UFC Fight Pass. It is unbelievable.
No, not really. I think Oban's probably a better talker than me. I kind of do me fighting in the cage, but like I say, I'm planning on finish. I'm planning on being that immovable object.
I haven't said much in this interview. I've just said, I appreciate we take the fight. Matt. It's it'll be a good one. There's we got 10 days to try and milk this one. It's just I'm focused on the task at hand. That's it.
That's it. Lads, thanks a million for joining us. We respect both of you as well, and we can't wait to see you perform in Wales. Ross, take us away with it.
There you have it. The Beast versus the Welsh Gangster. It is going to be unmissable. Check it out only on UFC Fight Pass. If you've been watching this on YouTube, make sure to like, share, subscribe, smash that subscribe button. It really helps us out. And if you've been watching it on UFC Fight Pass, make sure to hit Energized Show as a favorite. And as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.